This open letter is for Mrs. Brooke Goldstein. I don't know you, ma'am. I don't know you from this tree. So I just saw you made a comment, a fearful comment regarding the future of you and your family. And it was very hurtful, it was very worrying because yes, you're worried about what is going on, and why I, as a member of a specific community, in this case the Jewish community, why am I feeling a little uncomfortable? Why am I a little not at ease? It brought so many, things to my mind that my own bad memories into my mind that I thought I need to, put in a word regarding this matter, because I feel you're not getting all the perspectives. All the available perspectives are not being exhibited by the media. It's like one viewpoint is being exhibited by the media, and the whole idea, the whole law regarding fair and balanced, and let's have two real opposite views, and let's have a good educational system so our electorate can distinguish good from bad. Let's just educate them, and educated people usually make better decisions. Let's just not say educated people are always right. No, they're not. But usually educated people make better decisions than uneducated people. And why Uncle Sam is not spending the kind of money that Uncle Sam should be spending on education of its own people, and education of the rest of the planet. Instead of sending them soldiers, send them teachers. It's as simple as that. But unfortunately, teaching is not a profitable business to be in. So in capitalism, teaching falls on the wayside because it's not that profitable. It doesn't. There is no instant gratification in education, and since there is no instant gratification, there are less customers for it. It's expensive. You have to pay for buildings and teachers and all of that. But still, all of that, you can have a doctor for $150,000 a year, or you can have a javelin missile for $150,000 a year. So, again, I'm going sideways regarding this letter that I wanted to speak of. Is this, ma'am, I thought I should provide you with my perspective, which is a perspective of, which is a perspective of a very considerable number of people. I think, again, that's my understanding of their perspective. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm often wrong. I am often wrong. This might be one of them. But hearing a wrong perspective, still, it's beneficial in terms of that you think that you're standing on more solid ground if you hear a bullshit argument. So here's my bullshit argument. Probably wrong, but I like to state my bullshit argument of that the media doesn't reflect in pink skin land. Here's the thing. you're gonna hear I use the word pink skin during this letter, but what I mean by pink skins are race that is usually found in the northern hemisphere of planet Earth. And then brown skin are, below the pink skin. They live in still hot climate, hot and sunny climates, and deal with it. That's why they have brown skin, more melanin, and you can absorb more sun without getting carcinoma. And then you have a little hotter, and a little conditions or weather is a little more aggressive in terms of heat. Then you have the black skinned folks that again, the nature has provided them with natural protection to protect themselves against the rays of the sun. Again, the lighter ones have died away, so the darker ones have lived. That's Darwinian evolution. And the same Darwinian evolution happens in the northern hemisphere, because the ones with more melanin in their skin eventually, for when they didn't know, basically for hundreds of thousands, millions of years, these Homo sapiens that became pink because the darker ones died because they couldn't produce vitamin D. Now we know that. They didn't know that. They died because they couldn't produce enough vitamin D, and whatever sickness that comes out of that. The point is this: the sun has provided us with which hemisphere, which areas of Earth is better we stick with. It goes better with our nature. It just goes better, and nature shows us that it should go better, because a lot of fair-skinned people, pink skins, when they go into stay under the sun a lot, on short term it's a skin burn and skin peeling and redness, and in the long term it's carcinoma. So that goes without saying. I thought I should say this because a lot of people really don't pay much attention to it. Now here's the situation we have now. The situation is this. I see from the numbers, the facts, 80% or 70% of all the Jewish folks in the world are pink skin, i.e. of European heritage. And when you look at the numbers, around over 80, maybe even over 90% of the population of Israel is also pink skin. It's a pink race. Ashkenazi Jews they're all pink. They're the European branch of Judaism, and they're all pink skin. The whole idea, how did the United States came into being? Pink skins bothered other pink skins in Europe. They were smart, but they came up with ways of decreasing infant mortality. So more infants, more population, explosion of population in Europe, that many times these sicknesses came, this virus that we are going through right now becomes because of overpopulation. Too much contact between in two dense areas. But the plague comes and all of that, but still the numbers in Europe are exploding, because they found ways of preventing people from dying. Good for them. But the point is this overpopulation meant that a lot of people were persecuted just because of they couldn't produce enough. They couldn't produce enough for everybody to live well. And this idea of class system, and now it's capitalism, then it was class system. Some people are born into it, the rest cannot have it. What is money, what is wealth, what is sustainable living. The point is this: they put each other under pressure in Europe. So you have Europeans overflowing, the ones that couldn't stand the pressure anymore, overflowed into the Americas. Went in, eliminated the Redskins, and settled down and says, we have the law of the pink skin on this land now. We established the pink skin. This is what happened. Again, British, a little French, some French, but mostly British, and the rest of the Europeans followed. The British just go settle down and take over the house. It's a pink skin thing. Maybe inland pink skins are not that as bad, but these outer pink skins, the Spanish went all over South America, and the Portuguese eliminate the local red skin, establish yourself. This is the land of the pink skin. Why? Because you were overflowing with population, because you started persecuting each other, persecuting and prosecuting and persecuting each other, because there is not enough wealth to go around, because a few people have got all the wealth in their hand. The rest have to, the peasants have to suffer. So all of the greed of the wealth creates divisions. The rest of it about religion and nationality and God and all of that, those are how should I say, those are lipstick on a pig. The pig is uneven distribution of the resources, even to your own population. So your own population, British basically emptied their jails in Australia. Hey boys, eliminate the black man and take its place. This is the land of the pink skin. Fuck the rest of you. Kill the black folks and where you motherfucking yellow and brown people are coming. This is pink skin land. This is Australia's policy regarding immigration. Only the intelligent ones can come in, or those with money. If you got money and intelligence, you can come in. The rest of you motherfucker, because you're brown and you're yellow and you're black, no, you're not coming in. You don't have above average intelligence, I guess. Okay? Seriously? But you helped, as a pink skin race, you helped yourself to land of others, and now you have locked the door behind you and said, others are not welcome. We got this land for ourselves. And pink skins can travel in pink skin land anywhere they want, and usually easily settle down anywhere they want. Easily. I repeat again. Pink skins travel within pink skin land with ease. Europeans easily come to the United States or Canada, with just an ID and a ticket. Usually there's no permission involved, called a visa. These are usually pink skins, exchange tourists all the time. It's a business. Since my people want to go over there and, see their stuff, I have to make some money, off their people wanting to come to see my stuff, so we all having tourists. So this only happens within the pink skin land. That is New Zealand, Australia, United States, Canada, Chile a little, Argentina a little, not much, Chile mostly, a few. And this is basically the rest of and all the European countries, except Russia. And while he was, had too much control over Eastern Europe, those are out of the game as well. But it was temporarily. It's like us pink skin, we are all good. We can travel, and one of the reasons you can travel easily without having a permission is that again, economical, because more or less the living condition within the pink skin land of the world, that's Northern Europe, Western Europe, except Russia, North America, Australia, New Zealand, whatever else pink skins have been able to take over the land. take over the land and settle down and claim it as their own. It's very simple. And here's the thing, ma'am. What you should know about me. I am a minority. I'm a minority from a majority Muslim country. I really don't like Muslims. I hate Muslims. Personal reason, and my whole life I was under pressure there. A whole life was miserable because of all the misery that can come from being a minority in a collective set, collectively thinking kind of a society. You see, you can be a minority when everybody in the society is an individual. You can be a minority because we define every member of the society and we tag it with something. But when you live in a colony, like in the Middle East, in Asia, in the old countries, for you old countries, in this old piece of land, Eurasia, it matters to them. They're colony. They collectively think. The whole idea of an individual is more closer to a beehive than it is to a wasp nest. If we consider Western society, Western family, Western interaction that the pinkskins have with each other, and in few countries, this individualism that we only live in small communities, we are wasps and we are individuals and we make our own decisions and we are, this idea is very American. I love it, but it's very American. It's not what you think it is. It doesn't mean what you think it means to other people of other lands. In other lands, their collective is a little heavier. Their sense of collective is a little heavier than the sense of individualism. And the stupid thing that these folks have been trying to do, the British went and took democracy to India. India is still shit. After 100 years of democracy, it's still shit. It just, they again, very individual. This collective mindset, but the rest of beside India, because of its climate and so lush and so fruitful, that they could reproduce and they were secluded from the rest of Asia. But the rest of Asia, the rest of Middle East, they're collective. They think collective. They value collective more than they value individual. Every individual values the collective more than they value themselves. Because of their history, the collectives have survived. The individuals have perished, because when you live in a continent that armies keep overrunning other people's land, these wars that for hundreds of thousands of years there is history of wars there, this mythology is full of war, they become collectives. They become unit. They understand unit. They appreciate unit, because the ones who didn't appreciate unit, they perished or they came to America. So my point is this pink skin idea that for whatever reason, but mainly because we are being persecuted back home, because again, people are hungry in the streets. They want to blame somebody. They blame the minority. When the governing goes haywire, the governing is not done properly, people start going hungry. I mean, if for example, people had taken this virus seriously and literally not worry about the economy and shut the whole thing down, shut the world down, and say, okay, stop, everybody stay exactly where they are, we come around and check. Now, if you have to overrun the system a little bit just to make sure this stays where it stays. Oh, they didn't do that. A little wiser head would have done so. And this whole idea of you guys dying for supposedly dying for democracy and killing for democracy is stupid. Here's the thing, folks. First of all, if you're selling a product such as democracy and you say, oh, let me introduce you to our last chief of tribe here, Mr. Average George, and he was our last chief of tribe. For a decade, we put him as the chief of the tribe. The alien is going to look at you and say, you actually call him average, and you set him somehow through some equation, presidential equation was solved, and George W. Bush came out. I love the man. I love to have a beer with the man, but I don't think he should ever have been anywhere close to being chief of the tribe. If I was part of a tribe in Africa in year 1 BCE, 100,000 BC, I wouldn't want an average guy to be the chief of the tribe. I want sort of like, okay, give me the highest IQ you have. Maybe you have a contest, get IQ points, and try to say, okay, below this IQ level, which is above average, below this we don't take for this job. How come? I mean, you want to drive a car, you gotta have somebody make sure that you know how to drive this motherfucker, and just. But when it comes to, here's the problem. You got. I love you, Uncle Sam, but here's the problem. You got 1,000 legislatures around there somewhere, 100, including the center, 1,000 legislatures, 9 judiciary, and 1 executive, and let's give it to average George. And here's the keys to the war machine. Folks, regarding this Israel-Palestine situation, ma'am, again, as I said, I don't really appreciate Muslims. I don't like Muslims. I don't like to, be with Muslims. But the idea here is, and I had, as a minority in the shithole that I was born in, I went to school with other minorities. We tried to stay away from the collectives schools. When I say collectives schools, because there is a collective there, it's defined, and their religion is defined as part of the fucking collective. And so their collective has a religious tinge to it. Sometimes a little nationalistic tinge to it, but sometimes a little religious tinge to it. But it's a collective. They don't think individual, they don't understand democracy. Democracy, shamocracy. Not that the people who are writing the shit right now, no, nobody there understand, because it's not part of the culture. The culture is collective. Democracy is an democracy is the appreciation of the individual. Well, if your culture for 3 million years has been a collective, this is, especially Uncle Sam gets this wrong every time. Uncle Sam gets this wrong every time. Uncle Sam really hates collectives, and collectives of every kind, communism, this nationalism on overseas, because Uncle Sam's whole idea, the people why Uncle Sam doesn't appreciate collectives, because, and this is special to United States, Canada, and a little these southern countries, southern border countries as well. This applies to them as well, to mostly North America. North America is is produced is the second, third, fifth, whatever 200 years, however many generations you can find, 8 generations, 10 generations of Americans. These guys have been the ones who were willing to leave their tribe and go on their own. Most immigration to North America and Australia, and not Australia because they were forced over there, but mostly to North America, immigration was done very individually. You can't, and imagine that people from that Eurasia, big continent, those of them who didn't have a very great sense of a collective were the ones who took the trip across the pond or across the ocean. The point is this: so this individualism, which is so wonderful, but for people who understand it, who appreciate it. If it's not part of your culture, you don't appreciate it. Individualism, again, individualism is American, is not Canadian, because those who came here really didn't value the collectives back home. Because if they had valued the collectives back, those who valued the collectives, they stayed back home, and those who valued individualism came over, because it was difficult to move a whole village over here. It was difficult to move his collective back home. Nobody, many of them didn't want to leave their business, their land, their culture they grew up with. Very few people immigrate. Very few people immigrate because it's a very difficult process. Difficult, especially, and if you say illegal immigration is basically, okay, I either reach the place or I die. That's illegal immigration. But the point is, you folks have created a planet in which you can all reproduce with each other. That's the funny thing, that you're not different races. You're the same race, because if you weren't, you couldn't reproduce with each other. I mean, cats and dogs cannot reproduce with each other because they're not of the same race. If you can reproduce with each other, you're of the same race. But you still can't get it right on this planet. Ma'am, as I was saying, in this minority school, I was with other minorities. Most of them were Zoroastrian like me, but we did have a few Jewish folks and a few Christian guys. We were classmates. We really didn't, on the basketball court, we really didn't ask the guy's religion. Well, what were you again? It wasn't that. So, never saw a bad thing, and we were good classmates. Hello, how you doing? We weren't close, but we were classmates, and we didn't kill each other. So the point is this: these guys, so I was with Jewish folks, good people, fine people, never had a problem with any. But the point is this: Israel is a pink skin colony. It's not necessarily, one cannot necessarily define it. You can't put a facade on it and say it's a religious colony. It's a religious, what is it? It's a religious takeover. It's a religious colony. Okay, a religious colony. Does the colony needs to expand so much? And why does the colony has to rule the whole land? Why does why the law has to be the pink skin law? I think it's basically not only a lot of these Palestinians are pushed out physically, but those who are also present are not treated well. It's sort of like many of them, you're out, and many of them are not treated well. And you know what, how I know this? That if you're not a pink skin in Israel, it's not, you're not even get treated well by the system, even as a Jew, if you are. How I know this? Because some years ago, I saw a friend who, was more, he was also Zoroastrian, but he was more friendly to, our Jewish classmate. They were friends. So I saw this guy. I was with this guy for a while, and I said, "What happened to him?" And he said, "Oh, we still talk. Our Jewish friend, we still talk, and we still have kept contact, and blah blah blah. In fact, here I was calling him right now, and he called him, and we talked as well. Good times. But the point is this: somewhere in the middle of conversation, I said, it seemed." This was not. He didn't say it. My friend, after we hung up, we spoke. And my friend said, I said, "Didn't he want to go to Israel?" And my friend said he did. But then he left Israel for US. And I said, "Why?" And here's another point, that the pink skins can easily travel within pink skin land, but the rest are not welcome. The browns and the blacks and the yellows, you motherfuckers stay home. Pink skins, come on over. But back to the story. I said, "Didn't he want to go to Israel?" He said, "Yeah, he did. He did go to Israel." I said, "Well, what happened? Why is he here?" And apparently he was brown like us. We were from the same, longitude on the hemisphere, so we were all brown over there. So he was brown, and he was, he left. He went there, and after a few years he left because he didn't feel at ease. And the reason was because apparently he was a little more under suspicion as his other fellow friends with pink skin. And the reason was simple. After a while he figured it out that I, as a Jewish guy from some other shithole in the Middle East, physically my complexion is more similar to the locals that the pink skins, my religious brothers, are fighting. So I sometimes get mixed up in this shit. I'm brown, my religion is with him, but my color is with him, so I'm fucked. Once in a while I'm, a little harassed or hustled or harassed that I have to show basically he had to show, if an average Israeli has to show his ID 3 times a day, he had to show his ID like 9 times a day. This brown-skinned Jewish friend of ours. So he basically left Israel. There is also, recently there's stories of, these one tribe of Ethiopians that somehow are Jewish. Okay, fine, but they're pissed of the racism. Again, because if, your complexion is not pink, fuck you. You got to prove you're Jewish. So that shows what I wanted to show is this. It's a race colony, Israel. It's a racial colony. It's not a religious colony. And because forget everything else. Israelis basically play in the European League. It's like Israeli soccer teams play in the European League. And you can distinguish them. Israeli, Jewish or Christian, you can distinguish which one is which when they're on the field. So your Culturally, Israel is more closer to Europe. You know, complexion-wise, more closer to Europe. Everything, in every sense, Israel is more closer to Europeans. It is Europeans because they're Europeans and some Russians. Russia and some Russians. But it's all Europeans. Northern Hemisphere. Northern Hemisphere has handpicked people of certain and I religion. Look at me as an alien. As an alien, I can't, you know, appreciate one religion over the other. No, I can't depreciate one religion over the other. I look at it as an alien. Whenever you get stuck, look at it as an alien. An alien sees, you know, color. They see religion. Not that much into it. They see that Israel is basically a collective European takeover of a small spot in the Middle East. And please don't go to that religious thing because I don't understand Muslims who, you know, think there is, you know, God has a house and every year if we can we have to go meet, say hi. Very, you know, that doesn't have the kind of, it doesn't make that much sense. What is it? Is this his kitchen? Is this his, you know, is this house, is this room that you call God's house? Is this his kitchen, or is this his bedroom, or is this his toilet? What is this God? What does God need a house? And if God exists, why would it need a house? And since he doesn't need a house, you can, you know, look up or down and wherever you want, and, you know, you're looking at him. You have to go. You don't have to go meet him. You don't have to go be near him. God, just saying that you're closer to God in a particular spot on the geography of Earth. Mr. Musk is going to Mars, so don't you think Mars is closer to God? Since every time we think of God, we look up. Then do you think, you know, since Mars is up, do you think we are closer to God on Mars than on Earth? This is how this argument of, you know, holy land and no holy land, it doesn't make sense. It's sort of like we got so much land, so many planets, so many stars. I don't think God has a special place. But the point is this. Based on God has a special place, people following a certain religion that is mostly spread over Northern Hemisphere have moved to a place in the Southern Hemisphere, and the main reason was that those motherfuckers in the other pink skins in the Northern Hemisphere have gave them a really bad, shitty time, Holocaust, and now they have to, you know, fuck you, we're going somewhere else. Exactly what happened. The Puritans came over to the Redskin land, and then the Lutherans came over, and then the Amish came over, and the Pinkskins keep persecuting each other and prosecuting each other, and they have to go somewhere else, take over somebody else's land because of this. You see, my brothers are, you know, are ripping me a new one back home, so I'm gonna take over this fucking the Blackskins land. That's Africa, South Africa. I'm gonna take over this Blackskins land, and my brother, you know, stole my inheritance. Fuck him. I go to the Blackskin land, and he's got a bigger penis than me. So I can't, he stole from me, but he's got a bigger penis than me. So I can't do anything. Fuck it, I go to the pink skin land. That's the whole idea of immigration that the pink skin has started, and goes in, grabs the land, takes over the land, grabs it, and execute his own laws. And what the first law is, nobody else is welcomed here. Brown, black, yellow, green, I don't give a fuck. This is pink skin land. We just killed 110 million redskins for us. So here's the thing. My Brooke Goldstein, I have to read it because I don't know you. It's the same idea. Again, the Mormons came up with some schmitty-schmat about the Mormons in U.S. They came up with schmitty-schmat in their book that yes, Jesus had come here and therefore we also belong to this land because our king made a stopover here before he went to heaven. Seriously, that was that Mormonism was supposed to have been the religion of the Americas, and if it was, there would have been a religious unity as well. But then they couldn't get the numbers up because the people have become a little more intelligent. Then I found these tablets under a rock, and our Christ flew over here and talked to the Indians too. Then why aren't the Indians Christian? It's sort of like they have this cross symbol. So not in none of their the religious totems there is any cross in any of the Indian 110 million Indians, redskins that were living in North America. None of them had a cross in it. So that Mormon BS is also out the window. So the whole point is this: pink skins bother each other back home in the pink skin land of Northern Europe. They do horrendous things to each other. Inquisition and Holocaust and fucking 2 world wars that both of them the British were the culprit. The British put the Germans under Germany is a landlocked country. Germany is a landlocked country. That little access they have to that sea to the north, they have to pass through that, a few bottlenecks before they have access to warm waters. So you can block their access to the warm waters of the world. So Germany is landlocked. And whenever British didn't want to play, they stopped playing, and Germany tried to suffocate Germany. Germany went into inflation, because they were being suffocated by the British. A productive country like Germany, they need a lot of raw material, and if you got control over the oceans like the British had in 19th century and 18th century and all of that time during the colonial era, when you have that much control over that much ocean, that you can suffocate any country you want. As it is, they're suffocating the Venezuelans, and they're suffocating the Iranians, and they're suffocating the Koreans because of the control that there is over oceans. So here's the things, folks. Colonialism, the whole idea that my God told me that I should come to this land, and because this piece of land, this real estate is special. And not for the Kaaba in Saudi Arabia. God has a house and he's put it in the fucking shittiest place he can find. Arabs are going to kill me. No, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. God doesn't have a house, and God hasn't invited anybody anywhere. I don't think so. I might be wrong. Don't. I love you, Uncle Sam. I might be wrong, but I don't think God, has any promises, have made any promises. There is no, it's just real estate. And forgive me, but this might come as a long shot, but I think, I might be wrong, that the British as a representative, the British see themselves as a representative of Europe. Therefore now they're standing alone as the representative. As a representative of Europe, the British and the French are also dragging themselves along, and they really didn't like the Suez Canal becoming, African property, and they couldn't go with it. They wanted, access to that, and they didn't really want to go to slaughter the blackskins in Egypt. So the Jewish colonies are, and that area also is well respected by the Jewish folks. So why not encourage the Jewish folks to move over there? So there is a pink skin foot near the Suez Canal. So there is a pink skin foot, control at the bottleneck that is the Suez Canal. So I think it's political. I think I think it was a political act by the British to do because they just want to have pink skin access to the Suez Canal and pink skin control, or at least half a control. They control the Egyptians are controlling the west side, and the British and the French decided that we need to control the east side. So they put forces down on this side, and then they encouraged my Jewish friends to immigrate over there. Good idea, bad idea. I don't have any problem with the immigration part, because I think everybody should find where they fit in this world and live. And if people who move over there, if they feel it's a good fit, fine. But the whole idea of my rules, my pink skin rules, the law is mine, the control is mine. That's the whole idea of, they shot this whole idea of the Palestinian. There was a talk of Palestinian state. The buck stopped at no Palestinian Defense Force. We do all the defending. The buck stopped there. I think all the conversations stopped there, because the Palestinians thought as a country, they should have a defense force, and my pink-skinned friends in Israel thought, no, fuck you. But the point is this. I don't think the immigration part is so bad, as long as there is empty land, build it, go to the moon, make Israel bigger than London, love it. But as far as if you can go easy on the running of the shit, so there wouldn't be pink skin structure, let's put it this way. The whole structure of a government, the whole perspective on the land is pink skin first. So much so that, my Jewish classmate who was brown basically decided that no, thank you very much. At least he went to America and said at least over there they shoot the black folks first. At least I'm brown. They might shoot me second. Over here they shoot me first because I'm brown, like the local in Israel. He was shot first because he's as brown as the locals, and they're, my religious brothers might shoot me before they find out I'm Jewish. So no, okay, me want to immigration, fine, go live wherever you feel you fit in. But please, this whole idea of, one religion rule becomes like the shithole that I left. You see what I mean? The shithole that I left was, had the word Islam in its title. So when you bring a whole religion into the title of a area of land that is, within a well-defined borders, when you bring a religion into it, that means anybody that not that religion, get the fuck out. Anybody that not of that religion, get the fuck out. First of all, as I said, it's a racial state. It's 90% pink skin, run by the whole pink skin, structure. All the main players of the whole system are pink skin. That's what I'm trying to say. Major players are pink skin. So it is in United States, so it is in Canada, so it is in all over Europe, so it's in Australia. When you say a colony, when I say the pink skin takes its form of government with itself, that means basically puts down those who become very rich and powerful and influential are pink skin. That's what I mean when I say pink skin society. Yes, there are a few blacks here and a few browns there, but as you can see, browns and blacks try to run for it when the pink skin gets angry, because pink skin is very aggressive and very paranoid. I'm sorry, this is a trait of your race. I'm not straight. I am stereotyping, but pink skins are a little more aggressive than I would say black skins. Because you don't see black skins breaking out of Africa trying to colonize the world. You see pink skin do it. You have to be aggressive to do that. You can't be Joe Schmo, from the tribe of in West Africa, and they never left Africa. It needs a certain aggressiveness to leave your land in search of other lands, other people's lands on the other side of the fucking planet. It takes a little aggressiveness, a lot of aggressiveness, and paranoia, because only the paranoid survive. So if you're not aggressive and paranoid, you don't migrate. There are not many immigrants who are not aggressive and paranoid. The ones who are not aggressive and paranoid, they, get along with people back home and stay. The ones who are a little aggressive and paranoid are the ones who move on because, and that's what makes the bulk of immigrants. They're aggressive. And that's why, gun control is a good idea. You don't want aggressive people with firepower. I'm sorry, so aggressiveness and paranoia is a very noticeable trait of the pink skin. And they have taken this aggressiveness and paranoia to the locals over there in the Middle East. Let me tell you, if you leave the Middle Easterns alone, they party all night. That's the thing with Middle Easterns. You gotta do really bad shit to the Middle Easterns to get them pissed off. Middle Easterns that I know, they're party people. You see Lebanon, it's sort of like it's party city. As long as you leave it alone and fucking the whole port is not blown up. As long as you leave it alone, it's a party city. As long as the outside doesn't inject weapons and try to start something bad. But and it was left alone. Anyway, the problem here is, folks, my pink skin friends, and when I say my pink skin friends, and because when I see a pink skin guy, I can't tell whether he's Jewish or he's Gentile, and don't want to tell, don't need to tell. Why would I care? So what we see, people who are from there and heard what other people over there talk, you see, when what you hear, that's why media is very important, and media has been given to, you know, short skirts and tight dresses. That has become media. You watch for the pussy, you don't watch for the news. But the point is this, folks, the media is basically getting paid, a certain number of people getting paid really well to, you know when to stop talking, or, you know, to promote a specific idea. And as long as they keep to the line, they get paid really well. So you find people who are, you know, willing to skirt the truth in order to keep the job. Whatever I have to do, I got a mortgage here, and I got a mortgage there, and I have to, you know, I have a wife and an ex-wife and an ex-ex-wife, and I have a girlfriend. So, you know, all these need money. So I'm going to do exactly what the boss tells me to do. Again, problem with capitalism. If you're it keeps the system, the minions, so desperate that the people who find themselves in the media will become sort of like willing to go along with exactly what the boss wants, or the boss is not going to keep you, so this nice paycheck is not going to keep coming. When wealth and becomes that important in a society, and I'm not sure what democracy is, but what I see democracy is, and how it's being executed, and you find in a democracy, so George W. Bush becomes president. Average George becomes the president of the biggest tribe, strongest tribe on the planet. A tribe group of people. The chief of the, and this is the democracy that's supposed to be spread. It's such a great form of government that average George becomes the chief of the tribe for 10 years, and it's such a good kind of way of governing that we have to spread it. Everybody should have an average George as the head of their government and go to war with each other. Yeah, ma'am, I'm sorry about, you shouldn't feel bad about, it's just that if you're worried that about, if you feel unsafe, is because I think, I might be wrong, is because you see that a lot of people around you are watching the shit that is coming out of that area of the world, that the videos and bad stuff happening and people being really nasty to each other. You see that, and you feel that the people around you are seeing that, and what are they thinking of me? What are they thinking of you? Well, you're not part of the problem. You're not over there. If you are in the United States, you are not part of the problem. You're a pink skin living in, well, a pink skin already established land. But that's a new pink skin land. That's where I don't know. They should do whatever, they should immigrate wherever they want, but just the order of not sharing the order of the land and not allowing hey, let's have a council and say, except that maybe 5 Jewish members of the council and 5, you know, brown people from the locals, right? And 5 of these guys sit around the table of, let's say, 10, and of really intelligent ones, high IQ from both sides, and the wealthy ones. Usually the wealthy ones are high IQ. So imagine like 5 really instrumental key players from the Israeli side sit together with 5 key players from the other side, and this council would be the presidency of that land. You see what I'm saying? It wouldn't be one president. It would be a presidential council. 5, 6 members, 10 members, 5 from this side and 5 from that side, 10 members. And this would be the influential, wealthy members of this that basically set the and very intelligent. And presidency would be a group of people, just like judiciary is 9 members and legislature is 1,000 members. Presidency, United States, as in Israel and United States, should be also good. That if you have a council of presidents, at least make it a 5-member team. Like judiciary is 9, at least presidency should be, because it's the leader of the executive order. It's the leadership of the executive order. It can't be left to one person or one race. It just can't. Israel is pretty much, it's a pink society made for pink people, run by pink people who happen to be Jewish, okay, but it's just European. It's an European colony, amalgamation of all European races, Russians, and it's a beautiful thing, but the locals are pissed. I think make a presidential council, 10-member presidential council, and have the other ones sit and try to actually work things out. Okay, what can we do so we don't have to be at each other's throat all the time? Yes, we know you're local. Yes, we know you just came in, but we like it here. We love the weather. Let's sit down and see exactly what kind of rules. And the idea is, the best way that it would work is put in secular rules. If you have to deal with a society of different religions, you can't put, you can't have, have a religious structure of society, because then what the fuck the other people are going to do? That's what I ran away from. Because the society, the structure of the society, setting it and putting that word of that name of the religion up in it, it's then anybody of not that, out. Believe it or not, yeah, I actually felt bad for myself. I felt bad for the other side. I was in refugee camp in Norway, and I was with, I noticed a couple of guys over there were Palestinians, and I'm thinking, shit, these guys are still being forced out. And that was like 2004 in Norway. I was thinking that these guys are Palestinians, and I noticed there was 2 of them, never really spoke with them, but 2 or 3 of them, they were Palestinians. And I was thinking, okay, these guys are really being pushed out. Generation after generation after generation, these guys are being immigrated back to Europe, being forced to immigrate to. It's like Europeans are forcing their way into Israel, into that area of, Eastern Mediterranean, Western Asia. Pink skins are pushing in, and a lot of these brown skins end up in this on the streets of Europe. Brown skins in Europe, pink skins in Asia. Why not, everybody stay where they are and, just visit. Tourism. Why do you need to, have a governmental structure for specifically pink skins in West Asia? It's unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. Folks, living on the planet is our ancestors did it with a lot less hassle than we do it. We are doing it. If we all work hard, work okay, we don't even need to fucking work hard. We got robots working. If just this division of, resources is, a little adjusted, you really don't need to worry about your neighbor cutting your throat for your chicken. We are not at that stage. So this idea of we need to be in control because we are paranoid, we need to have a Jewish government. Government needs to be Jewish. It's so unnecessary. Why? What do you think is going to happen if the government is half Jewish, half from the locals? These local shitheads. They also like to live in nice streets. Those shitheads also like to live in nice streets. They just, don't like being second-class citizens. As I said, my brown Jewish friend left Israel after a few years because he was kept being mistaken as a local because of the color of his skin and treated like shit. Until they found out he's Jewish, then they started treating him a little better. But still, you're not pink. Ma'am, it's an European colony. It is a Jewish colony, but main point is it's an European colony. Everybody stay where they are, maybe visit each other as tourists, go to the Holy Land, then go back home. I think that would be like the Muslims do. If all the Muslims decide to go to Saudi and live in Saudi Arabia because it's closer to Kaaba, it's like you got 300 million Malaysians are going to fill up in Saudi Arabia permanently. To be closer to Kaaba, we have to live in Saudi Arabia. That can be done, but it's so unnecessary. Love you, Uncle Sam. Love you.